All right, so T Storm Chasers here, back here again. We do have a brand new tornado warning here. We just wanted to jump on here. We do have a brand new tornado warning now in effect here for Brookings County here in South Dakota. And this is in effect here just north of Brookings, here in effect until 4:45. So again, this is just now coming down the line here. We do have a brand new tornado warning here in effect here until 4:45 p.m. Central Time. If you're in Bruce, please be taking shelter at this point. If you're in the community of Bruce. The area we're watching is right in here and is moving to the northeast, northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's go ahead here, look at the velocity, see if anything's in there. We do have a couplet, as you can see on radar. We also do have that tornado vortex signature associated as well. Right in here, just to the east of Bruce by about 1, 2, 3 miles to the east of Bruce. That is the area we are watching currently for tornadic development. Again, this is Brookings County in South Dakota. Again, we do have that tornado warning that is in effect here until 4:45. So this is going to be out for a while, another 40 minutes or so. Again, there's your velocity data as well. But again, we do have a tornado warning that has just been issued for Brookings County here in South Dakota, just north. It does not include Brookings, but it does include Brookings County to the north, due north of Brookings, just to the east of Bruce, South Dakota. If you're in Bruce, please be taking shelter. Lowest floor. As again, we're going to just continue to monitor this situation. We're going to continue to watch here and see what this storm does. There's also another cell that we're watching as well, farther to the north and east, right here on the Minnesota side of the border. This is just over Madison and just to the north of Madison, Minnesota. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning on this until 4:45 as well. This storm is moving north at about 20 miles per hour. Let's see here. Again, this storm is moving north at about 20 miles per hour. This is 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. You can definitely see that hail core right there in that purple right there. That's your big hail core moving north towards Lewisburg, Minnesota. So heads up in that neck of the woods if you're in Madison, if you're in Lewisburg, if you're in Bellingham, please be taking shelter as well. But here, this is the main event right now. This is the main concern that we are watching. Again, this tornado warning that is in effect here in South Dakota for Brookings County until 4:45 p.m. Central Time. Let's see here. So let me go ahead and do a storm track here for us and see what we got here on this. Let's throw Toronto in there. So it'd be Toronto at about 5 o'clock. So, you know, it's not moving very fast. This storm is also, it is in an environment capable of producing a tornado. There's also, I do want to mention, we're getting reports of funnel clouds being reported on this cell, on this storm. Now, we don't have any pictures at this point, but we are getting reports of funnel clouds in this area. Sioux Falls is not threatened by this. Sioux Falls is not in this area. This is well north of Sioux Falls. Let's go back to the radar. So Sioux Falls, obviously right here. Nothing going on in the Sioux Falls area at this point. That could change a little later as more cells develop. But as of right now, this is the main event that we have up here by Brookings and Esteline. Up here, that is the area we are watching currently. And we're going to continue to just monitor this. As again, just in the past few minutes here, we've had a couple warnings being issued. We have the tornado warning on the South Dakota side of the border, and then we have that severe thunderstorm warning on the Minnesota side of the border there by Madison. Now let's go ahead and zoom in again. Again, Brookings, you are not in this. This is north of Brookings. Now the area that we were watching, you can clearly see that couplet on radar right in there. That is the area we are watching, just a little bit northeast of Bruce, South Dakota. Yep, so if you're in Brookings, this is moving away from Brookings. This is moving away from you. This is not moving south, not moving towards you. This is moving away from Brookings. So Brookings, you are in the clear as of now. However, be on the lookout still this afternoon as more thunderstorms could develop. So we're just going to continue to monitor that as well. But again, just northeast of Bruce, South Dakota, that is the area that we are watching for possible tornadic development. Green's going towards the radar, red's going away from the radar. It's kind of a broad circulation, but it's there. You can definitely tell there's some spin going on in this storm, but it's not extremely organized, which is obviously good news for this area, as we don't need tornadoes. Again, I'm going to try to look here and see if we can see anything of any kind of reports or any pictures of a funnel cloud or anything. But again, at 3:58, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Bruce, or 8 miles south of Esteline, moving north at about 10 miles per hour. Again, north central Brookings County is where we're looking here. And I'm going to see if we can get any pictures. Also, I do want to mention there could be some small hail associated with this cell as well. With this storm, pea-sized hail possible on this as well. Going back to reflectivity, it's going to be hard. We're not really seeing a hook feature that we usually see on radar, so that's good news. But it also could mean that it could be rain wrapped if there is something there. But again, it's been sunny. Temps have been in the mid-70s. Dew points have been in the 60s. So that is more than enough energy for storms to fire up and get going. And we've seen that. We've seen a couple of tornado warnings today. Temperature right now in Sioux Falls is 78 with dew point of 60. So that is enough to spark thunderstorm and tornadic development. There is some cells here. If you look southwest of Sioux Falls, kind of right in here, Weston Springs down to the Nebraska border, right in there. So a few cells have popped up there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that also right there in Nebraska. And then also towards Salem as well, and Madison and Pipestone, Slayton areas. There are also some other cells that have been popping up. But here's the tornado warning. Again, does not include Brookings. It is not going to head towards Brookings. So if you're in Brookings, you are in the clear. And let's see here. Trying to see if we can find maybe any pictures of any kind of funnel activity. Yep, spotters monitoring the storm have confirmed funnel clouds on this storm by Brookings. Now it does. Okay, so here's a picture that just came in, and I am gonna throw this on the air here. And they did also just extend that tornado warning. They just issued a new tornado warning that is now in effect. It's an update to this current one. So more than likely they're going to drop this other one. They basically just went ahead and continued this, reissued the tornado warning until 4:45. And this new tornado warning box does not include Bruce, and is moving north at about 10 miles per hour. And I'm going to pop this on the air here, but it looks like there is a tornado that's on the ground on this storm. I am going to throw this on here. Give me 1 second. And there it is. So that is tornado on the ground for the second time near Bruce, South Dakota. Debris cloud reported under the funnel cloud in the distance. Credit to Nate Snyder and Morgan J. Fould. There's your tornado. It doesn't get much more clear than that. Right there. It's obviously not a big tornado, but there is something there, and it has touched the ground. So again, if you're in this area, if you are anywhere near and around the Bruce area, please be taking cover and be in your safe spot. As again, there is. Okay. There it is, right there. There's your tornado. Again, it's not a big tornado. It's not a wedge. It's not that classic wedge tornado. But there it is. So a small tornado has touched down by the Bruce area, Bruce, South Dakota. And that is why we are on the air right now, to bring you the latest. So, thank you for sending that picture in. Let me see here. Let's see here. And that, you can clearly see that wall cloud as well. So even if there's not a tornado, there's still, there's definitely a wall cloud at the very least. So, but we do have that confirmed picture. It's about as clear as it gets there. There's definitely a tornado that touched down. And apparently there was a debris cloud with that. So, again, tornado warning continues until 4:45 for this storm that has produced a tornado. So this is an environment that is capable of producing tornadoes this afternoon, as that was forecasted earlier today as well. But again, Bruce, if you're in Bruce, hang tight in your safe spot. But for the moment, it looks like Bruce is in the clear. This is your area of rotation right there. And we're just going to keep an eye on that. Let's see here. So going back to the radar, there is your velocity. Again, the good news about this is there's good news and bad news. The good news, there's no towns that are being impacted by this, so it's a very rural area. However, it will eventually be crossing I-29. And earlier today, we did have a tornado warning that was up here just north of Watertown. It was up here in this neck of the woods a little earlier today, and we were on. There was a tornado warning earlier on that. But now farther to the south, this is the newest area that we're watching. We are also keeping an eye on this storm in Minnesota as well. That severe thunderstorm warning continues until 4:45, as well as the tornado warning that continues until 4:45 as well. But here it is right now. Again, northeast of Bruce, that is the area we were watching. It is kind of, let's see, kind of right in this area. So that is the area that we were monitoring very closely. And again, this has produced a brief tornado touchdown. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Having some technical difficulties. There we go. We got the radar picture back up. And there it is. That is the area we're watching in northeast of Bruce, South Dakota. Moving at a northeast direction. And let me do a storm track here again, for those of you that are just joining. Also want to point out, I do briefly want to show this first. There has been discussions from the National Weather Service about issuing a watch, possibly a tornado watch. I do want to throw this on the air. It hasn't happened yet, but it's certainly possible. There's still a 60% chance of a watch being issued, more than likely a tornado watch, since that is the main threats that we've been seeing so far. We've seen a couple of tornado warnings issued this afternoon. It's more than likely, if they're going to issue a watch, more than likely to be a tornado watch. But again, there was a confirmed tornado on this. It was not a big tornado. It was obviously by the picture, it was a small tornado. Let me go ahead and pop this. There it is. So there is what I was talking about. They have highlighted the Sioux Falls area, as well as Brookings, Watertown, into southwest Minnesota and northwestern Iowa. That is what we've been talking about this afternoon. They are talking about issuing a watch, more than likely a tornado watch, for these areas as more thunderstorms continue to fire up. More than likely a tornado watch, if there was to be a watch that would be issued. Again, 60% chance of a watch being issued. We'll see. We'll just have to continue to watch it and see if they do issue a watch or not. But I thought we'd mention that. That is coming from the National Weather Service. So that storm is a ways from Sioux Falls at this point. Again, Sioux Falls is down here. It is about 55 miles north of Sioux Falls, give or take, roughly. So it is well off to the north of Sioux Falls. It is north of Brookings. Again, we also do have that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect up here in between Appleton and Madison, Minnesota, that we're also keeping an eye on. There's other cells again that is popping up. There are other cells that have been popping up, and we are going to have to start monitoring it because kind of right down here, again, this area right here, as well as near Salem, Madison, Brookings area, right there, we are definitely going to have to keep an eye on it, as new cells form, have the potential to produce tornadoes. So this one already has. This one has produced a small tornado. And again, the area we're watching continues to be this area here that is northeast of Bruce, South Dakota. But there was a tornado touchdown earlier that was near the Bruce area, kind of down by here. So right here, this is the area we're going to continue to just monitor for the next several minutes. There's quite a bit of lightning within this storm as well. So you want to mention that as well. There also is some lightning associated with this, lightning and thunder. Also, could be some small hail, some pea-sized hail as well. I'm gonna see if there's any other pictures. Yep, we just have that one picture. Of that brief tornado touchdown. There is another cell also farther to the south or actually there's two of them here that might be starting to pick up some steam here, one near Volga, and there's also one down towards the Nunda area right there. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on those as well in case those start to pop up. Again, tornado warning continues. Also, severe thunderstorm warning over here continues as well until 4:45 as well. That is just east of Bellingham, Minnesota. When I get down here, no updates so far on this. We're just going to continue to watch it, look through some of our different products. There's no CC, which is good. Again, there's your tornado warning. The red polygon you see on your screen, that is the tornado warning that continues. Let me see. People that are wondering where this is at, this is again north. This is north of Brookings, just about to head over towards I-29. This is just north of Brookings, near Bruce. Again, Brookings is right here. It's Brookings. This area we're watching is about somewhere in there. And it is moving off to the north and east. So that is what we are watching currently. But other storms are popping up, and we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on things for other parts of the area. I'm trying to see if there's any, maybe a little bit. There might be a little bit of hail in there, but not a whole lot. There's just not a lot of hail. Going back to reflectivity here, there might be a little bit of an inflow notch kicking in here. Right there. We might be starting to see it reorganize a little bit. One of the radar, we use a bunch of different radars. We use Radar Scope, Radar Omega. We use WSV3 as our main one that we use. With T Storm Chasers, like I said, we use a variety of different tools. Our main one right now that we're using obviously is WSV3, but we do use multiple. Now, outlook for Sioux Falls. Again, as of right now, nothing is going on in the Sioux Falls area. There's Sioux Falls. There is one cell towards Salem that is going to push off to the north. Now, 1 second. So again, tornado warning continues here north of Brookings. Again, we're going to continue to watch it. Again, I'll look for Sioux Falls as of right now. No storms yet in the Sioux Falls area. That could change the next couple hours. This new cells could be forming as there's some cells west of Mitchell, down by Wagner, that are popping up also just west of Sioux Falls as well. Also, severe thunderstorm watch in central Iowa as well that we're going to have to keep an eye on as well. Also, again, here's a couple warnings that we do have. The tornado warning in red polygon, and then the yellow severe thunderstorm warning. Now this thing might be starting to reorganize a little bit. Also, this one, we're going to have to watch this one down here by Montrose, as that could start to form something as well. Also the ones here up by Brookings, also going to have to monitor. But again, right in here, the area we're still keeping an eye on right in here is just about to exit Brookings County. And it is moving. If you are in between Esteline and Toronto, South Dakota, please be in your safe spot. Please be taking cover. As this storm is moving in a northeast direction at about 10 miles per hour. It is not moving very fast at all. Let's see here. Here, let me see this. I'm trying to fix that. Yeah, I'm not. So, again, this tornado warning continues. Again, people have been asking, Sioux Falls area. There's also people in Brookings that are wondering which way this is moving. And again, this is moving north at about 10 miles per hour. It is moving away from Brookings. Also, it is well far away from Sioux Falls. Again, there's Sioux Falls down to the south. It's not much going on. Also, do want to mention that severe thunderstorm warning in the western Minnesota region over by Madison, Minnesota, has been allowed to expire. So that's good news in that area. There is a cell here coming into the Brookings area, not severe, but you can expect some thunderstorms moving into the Brookings area here. And then farther to the north, this is the main situation we are following right now with, again, I'll pop that picture up here again. We did have that confirmed tornado touchdown. Again, it was a tiny tornado. A little quick spin up. But again, people are wondering what radar we're using. We are using WSV3 currently. We use quite a few different tools. We use Radar Scope, Radar Omega, among others. But WSV3 is our main broadcasting radar. And then Sioux Falls area again is in the clear as of now, but that could change. Again, I do want to put this up again, that we did have that confirmed tornado. And there it is. Again, that was near Bruce, South Dakota. And there was that tornado touchdown. It was, I'm sure it was brief. It was obviously not a wedge. It's not a big tornado. But there it is, right there. And you can obviously see the wall cloud as well. That those dark hanging clouds low to the ground. That is your wall cloud. And then there's your tornado. And it looks like it's about halfway down, but there was a debris cloud reported. So that's pretty clear that there was a tornado. And again, where was this at? People are wondering. Bruce, South Dakota, just to the east of Bruce, South Dakota, right by Bruce. That is where that is north of Brookings, South Dakota. So we were talking about South Dakota. That is where we had that quick tornado spin up. Going back to radar now. And we do have, looks like there is another, I'm going to try to find it, but it looks like we do have another picture of this tornado that came in. I'm going to see if we can find it. So we actually have some video. Okay, so there is some other pictures. I'm going to get to this here. So here's another one, 10 miles north of Brookings. Let me pull that up here for you. We're gonna go ahead. While there's no current updates to this. We're not sure if it's on the ground. I would assume it's more than likely not on the ground. It could be, but as of right now, there's been no updates. Just that tornado warning continues for another 8 minutes. It continues until 4:45. Let me go ahead and pull up here. We have some more pictures, and there's one of them right there. Again, that is Bruce, South Dakota. 10 miles north of Brookings. You can see it right there. There's your funnel cloud. But again, there was a tornado touchdown. I am going to find, there is a video as well. Here's another picture right here. So we're in that area. But right here, I do want to... Now let me see if we can... Yeah, so basically we went right over him. So there is a little bit of footage of a tornado there that did touch the ground. Let me see. Let me transition back. There's the radar. Let me check and see velocity, see if there's anything. There's still not a whole lot there. And again, this is moving out of Brookings County. This will eventually be making its way north into... Let's see here. And again, this is about 5.5 miles northwest of White. And we are starting to see a little bit more of a... We're starting to see a little bit more of a structure to this. Looks like it might be trying to rebuild a little bit. But this will be making its way into Dual County. If it keeps going, if it keeps strengthening and keeps moving towards that area, will be making its way into Dual County, South Dakota. It'll be making its way out of Brookings County. Again, we're going to hold here. Tornado warning again continues until 4:45. There, that area as well in purple and black, that is your hail core right in there. And again, is moving out of Brookings County into Dual County. If you're in Toronto, heads up, it is heading your way. Storms at this point not projected to hit Watertown. Watertown as of now is in the clear. That could change as more cells pop up. Again, this whole general area this afternoon is kind of in a severe weather risk. Let me go ahead and pop that up. So right there, that is, there's a tornado risk map. And there it is. So the area we're watching is in that 5% tornado risk. And there's Brookings. Again, another cell is heading into Brookings currently. But as of right now, it is north. The area we're watching is well north of Brookings at this point. It is moving towards Toronto, South Dakota. If you're in Toronto, please be taking shelter. You are not in the tornado warning box, but if this continues, they could reissue it. Even if they drop it, this storm is heading, that has produced a spin-up tornado, is heading towards you. So if you're in around Toronto, please be taking cover. Please be moving into your safe spot. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this warning. There also might be a couple of different circulations trying to pop up maybe. But this is the main one that we're watching right here. So that is the main circulation that we are watching. And again, it had a funnel cloud on it. Had a brief tornado touchdown. See if we can get any more pictures. And anybody who has pictures or videos, please send them on our way. Please send them in. Send them to us. Okay, we do have another picture. So we do have some pictures coming in now of this. This is a really good one. I'm going to pop this on the air. And right there, take a look at that. So that was near Bruce, South Dakota. That's a really good picture of that tornado. So that is why we were on. So there is, I mean, this ain't just a radar indicated. I mean, we do have visual of it now, and we have a lot of pictures now that are coming in of this. That is by far the best one that we've seen. Again, we are going to continue to monitor this. And a couple more minutes here, we're going to see what they're going to elect to do with that tornado warning. But yep, that's pretty clear visual there. So areas we're talking about north of Brookings. This is in between Esteline, Bruce, White, and Toronto. The area that we were watching. Somewhere in here. And it does look like they have dropped that tornado warning. So they have dropped the tornado warning box for Brookings County. So that is good news. If you're anywhere in these areas, you are no longer under a tornado warning. Now we're gonna see here for a minute or two to see if they'll extend it. In the meantime, there are other cells that are going on. There's a cell down here by the Tyndall Springfield area that we'll have to keep an eye on. And then there's also cells here just west of Mitchell that we'll have to keep an eye on. And then also here down by Montrose. And then also here just southwest of Brookings, so we're going to keep an eye on this area, as it did have the tornado warning on it. Now this one down by Brookings might be starting to hook a little bit. We're going to keep a very close eye on that. But it does look like, based off the radar loop, that they might be trying to make a quick spin up here by the Brookings area. But as of right now, no tornado warnings. Everybody is in the clear of tornadic activity now for the time being. That could change. And it looks like, I'm trying to see if they're going to issue something here. Velocity. There's not a whole lot going on the velocity, so no tornado warnings now. Again, there's no tornado warnings issued. Clear Lake, South Dakota is, as of now, in the clear. There is some cells heading into your area, though, in terms of rain, maybe a few claps of thunder. But as of right now, for the time being, no tornado warnings. Everybody is in the clear in terms of tornadic activity. But again, this environment, we're just going to have to keep watching this. This region is in an atmosphere that has produced a tornado already, and so it can produce more. So that's the latest here from T-Storm Chasers. We're going to keep a very close eye on things for you, as always. Stay up to date, stay tuned, be weather aware the rest of the afternoon, and we will be back on, obviously, as necessary. So thank you to everybody who has tuned in, and